Hello friends, and welcome to Garden with Creekside. Okay y'all, we have some very fun, exciting news. Kind of two things. One, behind me you're going to see a hustle and bustle of activity because we are entering production mode. We have got the first round of plants for 2026 arriving this week. So you're going to see some activity behind me. Fun, exciting news number two. We are now going to be offering a brand new selection of gorgeous roses, both available online and here at the Garden Center this spring. That is right, my friends. We have got a beautiful selection of roses that have high disease resistance. These are award-winning roses. They are fragrant roses and they come in a whole range of colors. I am so stinking excited about this because, as you know, Jenny does love her roses. So what we're going to do is introduce to you these roses today. They are available right this second for a pre-order. Y'all, time is of the essence with these roses because we have a very limited amount of them. We are going to ship them to you as a bare root rose. Now, everybody pay attention. What did Jenny just say? Bare root. That is right. That is a perfect way to plant your roses in the late winter, early spring, however you want to look at it. So what we're going to do is go through these roses. Again, I will have them listed with gorgeous pictures. They're available. Look in the video description. They will all have links for them. Move with purpose on them because when they are gone, they're probably going to be gone until possibly maybe the fall. So time is of the essence. And stay tuned because at the end I have 2 of these roses are available as a tree form. That is right. You can have a rose standard. I've already put in my order for them, so I am very excited. So get ready to be inspired with some gorgeous roses. All of these roses do come from Star Roses. Maybe you are familiar with Star Roses. They have a gorgeous selection of roses, and it was very hard for Jenny to choose this collection because, let's just be honest, I want them all. So here we go, in no particular order other than the tree forms are going to be last. Bolero. So Bolero is going to be a beautiful white rose. It is a compact floribunda, beautiful, strong fragrance of kind of that traditional old rose with a little bit of tropical fruit. I mean, you have me at the fragrance alone. Forget about what it looks like, but when you see it, is it not gorgeous? So this has a very high bloom count, like a petal count, over 100 per flower. It is going to be more of that bushy size in that 3 to 4 foot tall, 2 to 3 wide, so a very manageable size. This would do really well in a container. Of course, all of the roses need full sun. So this is going to be a minimum of 5 to 6 hours or more, and hardy in zones 5 to 10. So extremely versatile and adaptable for the vast majority of our growing zones. But then with Bolero, you get, of course, that gorgeous, creamy, beautiful white flower that is has good disease resistance, and it is a great one for cutting as well. Dark green, glossy leaves on it. Gorgeous. Absolutely love Bolero. Then we go into Michelangelo. Michelangelo is like, if you think of a yellow rose, this is what comes to my mind. So Michelangelo is going to be more of an upright. It's going to be a little bit more taller. It's going to be about 5 feet tall and about 3 feet wide. Hardy in zones 6 to 10 on this guy. And it has that beautiful, not only is it that gorgeous creamy like yellow, but that has a lemony fragrance that goes with it as well. So it has deep saturated golden petals, is going to be perfect for cutting. And those old-fashioned blooms, I mean, the fragrance and then the blooms themselves, gorgeous. Absolutely love Michelangelo in that classic yellow rose with that classic lemony fragrance. So excited about this. Then we're going into pink. We got Raspberry Cupcake, my friends, and Raspberry Cupcake is going to be that beautiful, not only does it have that raspberry color, but it has a raspberry citrus fragrance to it. It has a little bit of a lemon fragrance in there with it as well. And then the blooms are a medium to light pink that have that very much of that cupcake petal to it, hence its name. Great disease resistance, and it's going to rebloom throughout the season. This is going to be about 4 feet tall and 2 to 3 wide, hardy in zones 5 to 10. And this has won one of an award at the All Germany Rose Trial. So there are quite a few in here that have awards to them, so I will make sure to tell you that. And that just shows that they have outperformed other roses in these trial gardens. So Raspberry Cupcake, I mean, Megan's gonna love this one. My Megan, she loves all things pink. And then talking about pink and some sass, Stiletto. Stiletto is that traditional hybrid tea rose, deep, deep magenta color on it that does not fade. And it has a beautiful fragrance of a little bit of tea and honey, just a lovely fragrance to it. It will be a little bit good size, about 5.5 feet tall on this one. So if you like big, bold colors in your garden with fragrance, then check out Stiletto. It is a beauty. Then if you go back to a little bit more softer colors, we have Romantica Moonlight. And Romantica Moonlight is that beautiful kind of that golden yellow amber color. It is extremely fragrant with that fresh fruit, honey, sweet smell to it, with those large light yellow flowers, great disease resistance, so it's going to help with the foliage, and it too is another great one for cutting. So when we were choosing these roses, I want fragrance, it's got to be beautiful, of course, disease resistance, and if you can have it as a great cut flower, then by all means, that is what we want. Now, Romantica Moonlight is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 9 rather, and it's going to be a bushy, like it's going to be a big one. She can get up to like 6 feet tall. So you're going to want to give her plenty of room to grow. Maybe this would be great on a trellis or an arbor or a fence or somewhere that you can have it maybe in the back of your garden to really shine. So Romantica Moonlight. Yes, my friends, gorgeous. Oh, and with the Romantica Moonlight, it won an award at the Biltmore International Rose Trials. So several of these won at Biltmore. So Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, they host and hold these rose trials every year. And so the Romantica Moonlight won an award at the Biltmore International Rose Trials. And then Colette. Now Colette, oh my dear heavens, y'all. That's the fun thing about roses, is that their flower shape, their bloom size can just dramatically be different between each one. And Colette has that classic, like beautiful peony almost kind of style bloom to it, has that heavenly pink, has a really rose sweet smell to it, so that old-timey kind of rose fragrance to it. It has, it is a climber. So if you're looking for a climber that is going to be fun and romantic, then Colette is going to be the one for you. It can be about 8 to 10 feet tall. So you're definitely going to want to have this on something that it can support it, that you can attach it and let it climb. It has those, of course, those old-fashioned blooms, those vining canes that you're going to support. It is the epitome, Star Roses says, the epitome of modern old-fashioned rose for the next millennium. It will be hardy in zones at 5 to 10, and then it has, like I said, those gorgeous pink, like romantic blooms to it. Great climber. Check it out for Colette. And then this one, Delish. So Delish is, we are back to the pink, gorgeous, vibrant pink. It is a tall hybrid tea rose in the fact that it's gonna be about 6 to 6.5 feet tall, 3 feet wide. Has a strong fragrance of verbena and citrus. Large, deep pink, non-fading flowers. We love that. It is a ton of awards that it has won. So it got the All Germany Rose Trial, the American Garden Rose Selection, the Biltmore Rose Trial, the Rose Hills Memorial International Rose Trials in California. I mean, this thing is winning awards all over the place. So this is going to be one that I'm definitely going to have in my garden because of the blooms and how many awards it has won, all that great disease resistance in it, the beautiful flowers, the aesthetics of it. I can't help myself, y'all. I always say I'm done with roses, or I'm done with this, or done with that, and then I get these gorgeous plants in and I'm like, nope, I'm not done. They're going into the garden somewhere. So Delish is just absolutely gorgeous. Top Cream. So Top Cream is going to be back to the white with a little bit of that pink in it. It is a large old-fashioned blooms that are extremely fragrant with notes of earthy pear. Abundant petals, creamy white with the occasional light pink blush. It exhibits excellent disease resistance, and it is great for also those cut flowers. Now this is going to be a bushy upright, about 6 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide, hardy in zones 5 to 10. So Top Cream looks like it's going to be an absolutely top performer with those beautiful blooms. Then we have a new one for 2025. So this was new last year. This is Loves Me, Loves Me Not. And beautiful pink, gorgeous deep pink hybrid tea, has a strong, sweet fragrance reminiscent of lilac and pineapple. That is a combination of lilac and pineapple. I love it. Enormous 5-inch blooms bursting with over 200 petals per bloom. So this is going to have a very full, thick bloom on it. It is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 11, so we're a little bit more extra heat tolerant on this one. And it is going to be 5 feet tall, 2 to 3 feet wide on this one as well. Then we go into Princess Charlene de Monaco. This definitely looks like royalty with this gorgeous pink rose. It is a very beautiful Romantica type hybrid tea rose, very fragrant flowers that are doubled light apricot to a shell pink color. Has strong disease resistance and makes a great cut flower. It is going to be in that 5.5 tall, 2 to 3 wide, hardy in zones at 5 to 10, and then it has that fragrance is going to be very fresh, kind of the fruity, perfumey, sweet fragrance to it that we often love in roses, right? And then as far as awards go, this won at the American Garden Rose Selection, and then again at Biltmore. So you are going to be getting roses that have proven themselves to perform in like all over, whether it is Europe or in the Southeast or out in California and everything in between. These are fantastic roses. Then we go to Sweet Mademoiselle. Sweet Mademoiselle is a gorgeous pink. It has excellent disease resistance because we want roses that have great disease resistance because, especially where I am with the heat and the humidity, powdery mildew, black spot is an issue. So we have strong disease resistance is a very important thing when choosing our roses. Has large, full double blooms that are very unique in color. So the color can vary with the temperatures. So it's a little bit of the chameleon, shall we say. It becomes lighter in the heat and then deeper, more vibrant pink in the cooler temperatures. So for me, I'm going to get a different color on this rose when it blooms, say in the spring, in the summer, or the fall. So it's going to have kind of that changing of the colors. And the blooms are very, very fragrant with that kind of that sweet, fresh fruit fragrance to it. It's going to be about up to 5 feet tall and hardy in zones of 5 to 11. So again, a little bit more heat tolerant on Sweet Mademoiselle. It too is an award winning from the American Garden Rose Selection and the American Rose Society. So I'm telling you, it's just fantastic. Then y'all, you may look at this picture of this rose and you're like, that is not a rose, that is a peony. No, my friends, it really is a rose. This is Parfuma Earth Angel. So Earth Angel most definitely looks like a peony, but it is in fact a rose. Has those beautiful, that cream exterior with that warm pink interior to it. Very healthy, well-formed rose, exceptional vigor to it. This is going to have kind of that apple, champagne, sweet rose fragrance to it. It is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 10, and basically it's going to be about 5 feet tall, 4 feet wide. So an absolutely stunning rose, stunning. Now, here we go. We've got 2 selections for tree forms. So if you're not familiar with a tree form rose, this would be like what we would call a standard. So I actually have 2 standard roses in my gardens. One I planted as a potted shrub, and then one I planted as a bare root. And they both have done very well. As far as taking care of your tree form, I would highly encourage you to stake it. So what I have is a thick wooden stake that we obviously hammer down into the ground, put it right beside of the stem of the rose, and then use like a soft, whether it's jute or if you want to use some sort of like a Velcro system to attach that rose to the stake, because you're going to have a 36-inch stem. That's how big these tree form roses are, 36 inches. You're going to have a bare stem, a trunk, shall we say, and then you're going to have all this beautiful foliage with the flowers on the top. So when you get those, big windstorms or thunderstorms in the summer, where it's blowing, you've got basically this tumbleweed and you've got this trunk. So you need something that helps support it so that it doesn't blow over. I've had great success with mine, haven't had an issue at all. And so just a little bit of maintenance note for you on that. A lot of times these tree forms, you can absolutely put them in the landscape directly. That's where mine are. Or if you have a very large container that you want to put it in and then maybe put annuals around it, you could do that as well. So very, very versatile, and you're going to love these colors. So the first one we have is Adobe Sunrise, and Adobe Sunrise is an absolutely salmon orange, gorgeous color on it. It has this beautiful kind of that yellow center to it, nice compact with those, like I said, the large salmon orange flowers. It has almost continuous blooms on it, and it is a self-cleaning rose. So what does that mean? So self-cleaning means once those flowers are done, then they will drop those petals so that you don't have a brown, yucky, dead foliage on the plant. So thinking about that, if it's self-cleaning, that means that you're going to, as you're having these flowers, it's going to drop petals. So if you want to put it in a container and you want to put it on a porch or a deck or a pool, whatever, just know as a self-cleaning, it's going to drop some petals. So just keep that in mind. So Adobe Sunrise is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 10. It is going to, of course, be that full sun, like we said, and then those really compact, beautiful orange salmon blooms on it. Not the strongest on the fragrance, it has a slight fragrance to it, but if you're going for the wow factor, then you're going to love Adobe Sunrise. And then, I don't want to say I'm saving the best for last, but I kind of feel like I'm saving the best for last on this. So this is a Sunbelt Plum Perfect. Yes, when I was putting this collection together, I was like, we have got to have a purple rose, and Star Roses has quite a few different ones, and so I went with this Plum Perfect in that tree form because why not? So Plum Perfect has numerous very intensely plum colored double flowers. It has nice, beautiful, healthy foliage. that is a shiny medium green, and it performs really well in heat and humidity. Of course, those beautiful, gorgeous, I mean, it almost looks like they're fake, those flowers. I cannot wait to see this thing in bloom. It is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 10, of course, the full sun. So there is just basically a rose for everybody, whether you want, you know, just kind of that standard rose that is in that 3-foot range, you want a nice medium to a large, to a climber, to a tree form. Just the colors are abundant, and we have got plenty of them for you. But again, time is of the essence because we are shipping these as bare roots. So this is not something that we'll be able to ship continuously throughout the growing season because they are bare root. Also, but we will ship them according to your growing zone. So if you are in an area of the country that is extremely cold and you are covered in snow versus somebody that's in California, you're going to get those at 2 separate times. So don't worry that if you go ahead and order it now, we're going to take care of the logistics and only send it to you when it is appropriate for your growing zone. So just keep that in mind. But if you want them, go ahead and move with purpose. Yes, we're going to have them online that you can order now, but yes, we're also going to take these and pot these up and have them available at the garden center. Now, if you come to the garden center on opening day on February 21st, am I going to have these available to give to you? No, probably not. It's going to be a little bit later on in the season because we're going to be taking those bare roots, putting them into nursery pots and growing them out for you. So they will be available a little bit later on in the season, but yes, we will have them available at the garden center. No, right now you cannot order online and pick up at the garden center. We've had a couple of people ask that. We just don't, logistically wise, it just is not, it's a little bit of a nightmare. I'm just going to be honest with you. So we're not doing that. So if you're interested in at the garden center, just stay tuned, watch the videos. When they are ready, of course, I will let you know. And of course, we'll do lots of videos on how to maintain your roses. We always do that kind of in the January, February portion of the season, and then when we pot them up, we will go ahead and talk about that as well and show you how to do that. If you have questions, if you're itching to get, you know, if you already have roses and you want to prune them, I will link a couple of those videos for you because we have, like I said, every year we talk about how to take care of your roses. But we are super excited about this collection of roses that we are offering both online and here at the garden center. So y'all have fun, and as always, thanks so much for gardening with Creekside. Y'all have a fantastic day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.